I love hearing the grinding of my skates on the ice.
Speed, grace, strength, determination. Just some of the qualities of a competitive figure skater.
All your nerves just kind of calm down and you just flow along the ice. You do your jumps and your spins and everything just kind of works together. And everything that you've been practicing has just led up to that moment.
15-year-old Joelle Hammann savors every one of those moments.
It's really fun here.
Because 3 years ago, not yet a teenager, was a much different moment in her life.
In April of 2017, I was in church and I passed out.
We didn't know of many cardiac issues in our family at the time, but we found out that there was a genetic heart condition in our family, and Joelle was diagnosed with that same genetic heart condition.
ARVC, which is arrhythmogenic right ventricular cardiomyopathy.
It's one of the cardiomyopathies or heart muscle conditions. It probably affects about 1 in 5,000 people.
As you exercise more, all of your heart muscle turns into fatty tissue.
All of Joelle's athletic activities, including skating, needed to come to a screeching halt.
Your pumps cannot pump the blood through your body, and so it's hard to catch your breath, and it was hard to do my activities that I would normally like to do.
And it had progressed from mild to now impressive, where we were already just 3 months later saying, wait a second, this is unusually aggressive. Why is the pump getting so much weaker so quickly?
A year later, as her heart condition worsened, Joelle would have surgery at Mayo Clinic.
So now she's just turned 13. She's showing funny rhythms, heart electrical chaos, to where we had to then do a pretty strong counter move, and that's surgically install a defibrillator.
Eventually, Joelle's doctors allowed her to return to the rink, but every jump and spin was a challenge.
March of 2019 was her last competition, and that I was sitting with tears in my eyes watching her skate, and she barely could make it through a 1.5-minute program. And it was difficult.
Just a few months later, Joelle's heart was failing. She needed a transplant.
When we found out it was going to result in heart transplant, I was very numb.
In July of 2019, I was put into the hospital.
Waiting at Mayo for a new heart.
She was on a trajectory to death. I mean, there's just no way to sugarcoat how bad her genetic ARVC had become.
She spent 48 days in the hospital and received the call on September 7th that she had received a heart.
There was a lot of emotions running through me.
The heart transplant at Mayo on September 8, 2019 was successful.
I think it'd be very different if I hadn't received a heart transplant. Either I would still be in the hospital or wouldn't be here at all.
6 weeks later, she laced up her skates for the first time since her transplant and has since returned to competition on the ice.
I've been able to resume full activity.
Joelle's journey, the many jumps, spins, and turns that have occurred in this teen's life have inspired a new routine for her future.
I want to be a pediatric cardiology surgeon when I'm older, and I want to go to medical school.
It does not surprise me at all. She learned a lot about cardiology. She paid very close attention. She was able to view her heart after transplant. Then she met with the pathologist to look at that heart on a cellular level as well.
My heart was 2 times the size of what it was supposed to be. And so I was able to compare my heart to my fist, which your heart should be the size of your fist, and it was very large.
And she has informed the doctors that she will be working with them someday.
She has inspired all of us healthcare professionals who've taken care of her for the last 3 years.
If it wasn't for my donor and their family, I wouldn't have received my organ, and like I said, might not be here today.
For the Mayo Clinic News Network,
It completely changes your life. It's amazing.
I'm Jason Howland.